Inflation's been on the rise. Part of that is quantitative easing and part of it's higher gasoline prices. But Brian, corporations really haven't been talking about this yet. Why is that?
Well, I think they don't see the results in their actual numbers yet. They're seeing a lot of volatility. I think what you're going to see going forward is it will show up in the guidance when you're looking at second quarter. But in terms of the first quarter, trends have remained the same from the fourth quarter. You look at retailers, you look at consumer staple companies, some volatility, but they don't want to call it out per se.
Part of the problem too is the consumer. They haven't pulled back their spending just yet. We've heard from a couple of companies that traffic has been good in the consumer discretionary space. What's going on with the consumer?
It's just this continued release of this wonky financial term, release of pent-up demand. The weather has been favorable. You go to the mall, the colors have been rather inspiring, and consumer has been continuing to spend. They have not been forced to make the adjustment. But if I look at the earnings results from a Costco, from a Darden, you're starting to see some of those adjustments coming into play. So it has me wondering, as we look into the second half of the year, where are those companies that will not do so well because the consumer is starting to make an adjustment?
So which companies do you think we should short? Do you short the whole consumer discretionary space?
Sure. Well, I think you can pick and choose. First basic qualification is where does the consumer not need to go? And that's if you want to short a specific name. You look at a DineEquity, IHOP. I don't need to go to IHOP, especially if they're raising prices. I don't need to go to a Red Lobster or the rest of Darden chains. They've been raising prices over the past 6 months consistently. I can forego that trip. Where I do necessarily need to go, say for back to school wear, is a TJ Maxx. It's a Big Lots. It's an Aeropostale. Those names that are offering value, and you're certainly seeing within the stock prices too. You're seeing the likes of sit-down diners like a Cheesecake Factory, Darden. Their stock's starting to lag behind, and the likes of Big Lots and TJ Maxx start to outperform even more.
So if you're buying consumer discretionary, go for the value, but you might want to stay away from the plays that are raising prices.
This market is
Stock pickers market.
Stocks have rallied this year.
We're coming into a Monday where we're going to